Hello there, Canoke Rob here. We are in 1.18 release candidate 4, I believe it is at this point. Yes, it is. It's good to be back. I hope you haven't missed me too much. But I also hope that it was worth the wait because I have quite a bit of excitement to show you for the next New in Town update, or should I say the latest New in Town update, because this video will be coming out on 1.18 release day alongside the New in Town version 2.8, the Renaissance update. And in the spirit of Renaissance, there's quite a lot of new exciting industry and events to unfold and discover. So let's go ahead and take a look, and we'll start by starting our wagon and seeing all the new quality of life changes that are coming to the latest version of New in Town. So let's go ahead and use our town charter just the same as before, but we'll notice a couple of new things here going on. So we see a little message down on our chat bar. We begin to unpack our wagon, and it lets us know when we've finished successfully settling at this location. To clear out these items here. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and kill all the items because they're going to get in our way. In fact, I'll do it one better. Do tile drops false, because that's going to get in the way. So we started our wagon. I just cleared our chat, of course, but you saw in the chat we got some prompts to let us know that our wagon was being established, and then letting us know when it was finished. So that is the first of the quality of life changes, and sort of the peek into the much larger quality of life changes, which is that messages no longer appear in the action bar to prompt you about story events and new nether attacks and things like that. It's all going to go into the chat. So we'll take a look at what that looks like here, alongside a couple of other exciting news. In fact, let's start with an easy one. Let's grab a little bit of dirt. We'll just need 8 dirt. We'll make an empty plot, as well as some seeds. So if we place our dirt here and our seeds, so we see we got some nice particles there, a little bit of clouds to kind of drum up some feeling of like revelation, like something has just been revealed or uncovered for us as we build our new structure. And we got some sound effects there. So that will occur with every new structure that you build, both in your town, as well as in your nether fortress and end city for the nether and end. In all 3 dimensions, they have different sounds that accompany the structures that get built. So we'll take a look and at least listen to the nether, I think, in a little while here. And we'll see about the end, but that requires going through the invasion, and that's just a lot of work. But regardless, of course, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for the empty plot to get the kinds of sounds that it did, but you're setting up the site planners and stuff. There's other things going on. So you get these nice sound effects. I've tried to make them, exciting without being like distracting. So hopefully that accomplishes that well. And we'll just add a little more pomp and circumstance to the construction of new town structures. So with that said, let's go ahead and build a proper town structure here. We'll go ahead and grab some stone, some logs. We just need 16 of them. We'll grab an iron pickaxe and a shovel, as well as a building permit. So if we go ahead and build a mine, just like normal, recipe is unchanged, as is the recipe book in terms of the way recipes are laid out now. We'll go ahead and build that. So like I said, we get the particles and the town, or the sound effects, but now, as I said, no longer in the action bar. Down here in the chat bar, we have New in Town informing us that scouts from the nether have emerged nearby. So of course we get the lightning strikes as before, but if we turn over here where that lightning strike pointed us with its sound, then we can see, of course, we've gotten our resources. It's noon. We got our resources from our mine, so that lets us know about that as well. But we can see over there this nice little beacon of particles. And if we head that way, that is indeed where the nether attack is occurring. Specifically, the actual mob that spawns with nether attack, not the site itself, since the mobs can, of course, wander away, especially the ghasts. So you saw there, we'll get closer again. Once you get close enough, the particles do disappear so they aren't totally distracting. But just to kind of help you be able to locate these mobs, not only locate them, but also something I kind of noticed after a few dozen Let's Plays is people don't realize that these are important, that there's stuff to do when that lightning strikes. So that kind of really will help to sell that there's something over here you should come check out. So I think that will be really, really helpful and exciting for you guys. So let's see, what do we got next on our list? We've got particles and sound effects. We got the action bar, text prompts, moving to the chat. We've got a couple of little simple things. Performance optimizations. There's not really any reason to go into that. So let's go into some of the new things now that are coming to the town. So of course it wouldn't be a proper Renaissance update without some new structures to really sell what's going on. This isn't just a quality of life update. There's some new content as well. So let's go ahead. We'll grab a feather and see what new recipes our town planner has to offer. So if we hop in here on the second page, we've got two new recipes here. We're going to see the town square as well as the power station. And we're going to start with the power station here. So power station, there's no reason to read this. We're going to go into more detail here, but here's a good look at the recipe. Not terribly expensive, but quite a bit of bricks. You're going to need some deep slate as well as some copper blocks. Not terribly expensive, but certainly going to take a little bit of investment, a little bit of time, a little bit of mining to get those resources. We're not going to go ahead and build it properly. We're just going to use some commands here to get one set up. Only recipes, power station. All right, of course we're going to get some nether scouts. I'm just going to ignore them. We'll go ahead and equals knit parent entity. Goodbye. All right, so if we take a look, we've got our power station here. I wasn't super sold on it when I built it, but it's kind of growing on me. I think it looks really nice. We've got the nice copper roof, and these guys here are supposed to be kind of some power pylons of sorts with some exciting electricity going on here, the power line here. Just for cosmetic purposes, I just thought it was really cool and really helps to sell that, oh, that's a power line. It's not just chains. But let's go ahead and hop on inside here. And we'll see, in addition to what is new here, we'll also get to see some quality of life changes. So inside of here, we have two villagers, the light electrician and the lamp post builder. And we see a couple of examples of some lamp posts here. So the big deal with this structure, what makes it really exciting, and I think is going to be just a lot of fun for people, is that both of these guys, you trade them something, in the lamppost builder's case, a building permit and 16 gold to get a lamppost contract. And you can trade them a contract as well as some simple resources to get one of these items here. But it's not the item that you're paying for. You are paying to have these lampposts installed in your town. So they each have 7 options here. So the post builder, of course, provides the posts for the lighting. And the light electrician provides the lights that go on the lampposts, and you can mix and match them however you want. Some of the combinations produce some unique variations, which we'll look at one or two of here. But let's give an example, and we'll do that by saving a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and get the new dev box. So if we do dev box here. So the dev box, instead of now giving you a chest, it just summons a shulker box at your location. I just find it easier to work with, in part because you don't have to place it down, and in part because when you break it, of course, you just get the shulker box. It's easier to dispose of. But let's go ahead and grab some light contracts and post contracts out of here, destroy the evidence, and let's go ahead and grab a couple of torches, a couple of lanterns, I think, maybe some campfires, and let's do redstone lamp. Redstone lamp, that's what I wanted. And then we will also grab some oak fences, maybe some brick walls, and let's do sandstone and nether brick. Just do some good combinations here to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So if we talk to the light electrician, let's do simple. We'll start with the torchlight. Hard to tell there because, of course, I put in more resources than was necessary, but I didn't collect the item. It gets cleared away instantly. You just talk to the light electrician, nothing's going to happen. Once you also talk to the lamppost builder, just in time for nighttime, then let's go ahead and do the simple fence post first. We get a new message down there. New lampposts have been installed in your town. Let's come outside, and now on every site, we've got a couple of lampposts here. So they're not perfectly in the corner of every site. They're just a little bit offset. And that's just to make sure that for the larger lampposts, they're not colliding with each other too much. There is still a little bit of collision, so some of the ones in the corners can look a little bit funky. But for the most part, they look really, really nice and really a great way to provide some lighting to your town. It's one thing that has kind of been a constant problem for New in Town, an unspoken issue of being able to light up your town effectively and efficiently. So I think this will add a really great way to be able to do that while being able to kind of keep a consistent design for your town and keep in the spirit of New in Town. So of course, this is just one possible combination. Let's go ahead and try something different. Let's start with just changing the light. So maybe we'll change it to a lantern. And then if we come outside, we'll see now instead of torches, we have lanterns on top. And it let us know that, of course, some new lampposts have been installed. If we switch them over to brick posts instead of oak fence posts, this is where we'll get one of the more unique variations here. So these lampposts for the brick and lanterns give you kind of these T-shaped or sometimes upside down L-shaped posts with the lanterns hanging from them instead of sitting on top. Whereas if we were to switch it to, say, sandstone, for example, lanterns would normally, as you saw with the oak fence, just kind of sit on top. But if we switch to, say, a different lighting source, let's go to fire. We'll get another variation, and this one is a little bit shorter. It's one down. We get some nice campfires here enclosed with the trapdoors on most sides. Sometimes, not all the way. Just based on how the generation decided to work out in that instance. But for the most part, as you're walking through town, it's going to look really, really nice and just add a lot of flavor to your town. Of course, the fire and the sandstone might not look super duper great. You might want to change it to something that makes a little bit more sense. Fire and nether brick post might look kind of nice for you, and if that's the case, you're going to get one of these variations where it is a little bit taller than a normal campfire light post would be, and instead of the jungle trapdoors that you would normally get, you'll get some nice crimson wood trapdoors. So as you can see, there's a lot of variety and variation and combinations that you're able to do to add sort of whatever light design that you like, that you feel adds fits the flavor of your town, the personality of your town, and the way you like most. So let's even go ahead and once again change the lamppost. Let's do the fancy fence post. So if we do fancy fence post with the redstone lamp, see, I think this fits a little bit better with the tiny little town that we're working with. So I think this is going to be a really exciting way to add some lighting to your town that's still, as I said, in the spirit of New in Town. So I encourage you to check out all the different lighting options that are available, the different combinations of the lights and lampposts, see if you can find all these special variants, and just see which one fits better for your town. We've got the sandstone wall there for if you're building in a desert or maybe near a beach or something like that. So lots of variety for you guys. We have one other new structure here. We'll go ahead and build it, I think, right here. So if we do advancement, grant at S, only, okay, recipes, recipe, town square. So once again, we'll go ahead and kill those tyrant entities over there. So the town square, at first glance, looks mostly cosmetic. It's a very nice fountain, got some park benches, a little bit of a grill I tried to make, which I think looks pretty cute, but came out looking a little more like a roll-away kitchen than the grill, but it's supposed to be a park grill. And then you've got this nice stage up here. When you first build the town square, this is all you're going to get. But on the very next day, if we go ahead and set the time to 0, then you might be coming out of your homestead, just waking up, and as you're stepping outside, you get a message. A visitor has appeared at the stage of your town square, and indeed over there we can see a piglin is up here. So let's go ahead and talk to this piglin. If we just stand near him for a moment, then he'll let us know what's up. So in this case, the Piglin Posse. This piglin represents a posse of piglins that have decided to stroll up on our overworld town. And he gives us a little bit of some story and lets us know that if we don't drop down 64 gold blocks, then he might have to make this vacation here a permanent stay. So this is one of 5 random events that can occur at your town square. 2 of them are more on the positive side, and 3 of them are more on the negative side. One you could call more of a neutral, but they're all going to require different materials and different manner of handling them. And you basically have the day that they appear to decide how you want to handle them. So in the case of the Piglin Posse, we have till evening time, just before we're able to sleep in a bed, to drop down 64 gold blocks at his feet. If we do that, he will leave, no questions asked. We get no reward, but also no risk. If it gets to be evening time and we do not pay him the 64 gold blocks that he has requested, then the town will be attacked. And that attack will scale to the size of the town up to a maximum depending on the kind of visitor that it is. So there's, like I said, 3 of the 5 that provide these attacks, these raids, if they are not paid. The piglins are probably one of the more expensive ones. They need 64 gold blocks. The witches only need 64 gold ingots. So you might have to approach some of these a little more delicately, or do a little bit of different preparation depending on what resources you already have available at the time. So this is more of a mid-game structure is the idea, because you want to be able to have the resources to pay up for these random events, whether they be good or bad, or you want to have the resources to defend yourself if you are not able to, or you choose not to pay up. And you may choose not to pay up. Like I said, there's no reward for paying this piglin to leave. You just don't get attacked. But if you do get attacked, if you decide not to pay him, if you defeat the raid, then you will get a reward. And that reward will vary, again, based on which visitor it is. In the case of the piglins, it's a bunch of rare nether materials. So really exciting and interesting dynamic that the town square adds. And this will repeat. So not every day. As I said, first day, when you build it, nothing will happen. But the very next day, you'll get your first visitor. And then every 7 to 8 days after that, a new visitor will arrive. And it may be the same as last time. It may be a different one. Like I said, there's 5, and it's selected at random. So everyone will be handled a little bit differently. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like if you do not pay a piglin. So let's go ahead and grab another right sword here, and set the time to just before he makes his decision. So if we set it to 12,400, we wait a little bit, and he's going to leave, and the Piglin Posse is going to attack. Our inaction has angered him. He's going to summon a couple of Piglin brutes nearby the town to attack, within a range of, I think, about 40 blocks or so from the center of your town, from your wagon. In this case, these Piglin brutes are not full strength. I think they only have like 20 or 30 health, maybe 35. So not as significant as a normal Piglin brute, but I believe they do still hit as hard. So you do want to make sure that you're prepared. Oh, hello there. Oh gosh. Yes. Okay, I see you. Yep. Okay, it's okay. Oh gosh. All right. Now, in that case, we had a couple of piglins who decided to leave the area or get killed by other means. So the raid accommodated, and we only had to kill 3 of them in that case because they wandered away a little bit too quickly. But sometimes, and this was a very small raid as well. Like I said, it scales to the size of your town up to a certain maximum threshold. So if we had a bigger town, if we were more established, there would have been more piglin brutes to deal with, and they might have been on roofs and stuff. So we'd have to be prepared for that. But since we did take care of all the piglin brutes that we were supposed to, the raid successfully ended, and we can return to the town square stage for our reward. In this case, good amount of gold blocks, some bottles of enchanting, another star, very, very nice, and then an assortment of nice blocks, obsidian, crying obsidian. So definitely worthwhile, depending on what you are missing out on, what kind of visitor it is, and whether you're able to handle an attack at that time. You may decide not to pay the ransom, so to speak. So let's go ahead and move on to a couple of just small things that have changed to the counteroffensive for some quality of life. Pretty simple stuff, kind of in the same vein as what's been changing here, but we'll go over it anyway. So if we do only Nikkei, come on, Nikkei at 4.1, just to say we killed the tyrant, and we'll go ahead and head to the Nether. All right, so that way we can get our war strategy nice and easy. Oh, we're in a cave, gross. All right, so we'll go ahead and start our counteroffensive fortress. Once again, we get some prompts to let us know that we've started building our fortress and to let us know when it has finished. This one, of course, is usually faster than for the town, but nevertheless, I went ahead and, oh my gosh, we're right beneath the bedrock ceiling. That's fun. So let's go ahead and talk to our war strategist first. So there's no new structures in the counteroffensive, but there is a new trade that the war strategist offers, and it is this tyranny spotter. So the tyranny spotter costs 5 tyrannical hearts, and it is a compass that uses flame particles to point towards the nearest active tyrant base. So this is useful to help you locate, in particular, the portal factory and the ancient drill, since they are very often embedded in rock, either in the ceiling or under the lava oceans, and sometimes might be further away than the glowing from the glowing mobs will be able to show you. So this way, you can potentially find them a little bit easier with a little bit of help. Since the beacon of particles that the overworld uses doesn't really work so well in the Nether. But it does cost 5 tyrannical hearts, so that means you will probably need to still find the trawler ship on your own. But if we go ahead and do that, such as by building our first structure here, let's do the basalter. Recipe, basalt. So we can see the glowing from here, even though we're way up high, which is pretty impressive. But if we head down there, we'll go ahead and take out those skeletons. Come on down here. Let's grab ourselves a netherite sword, and we'll take care of these guys. So once we take them out, we'll go back to the fortress. I'll go ahead and just use creative mode to clone these tyrannical hearts. Oh, there we go. And head back to the fortress. So back at the fortress, we can go ahead and get the tyranny spotter. And if we use it right now, if we hold it right now, nothing's going to happen. It's just a normal compass. It's got a funny glow to it, but nothing's going to happen because there's no active tyrant bases. But if we build another structure, for example, a crimson arbor, now the trawler ship has been restocked, which means it's active, and we see some particles. So if you were facing this way, we've got some idle flame particles kind of around you to let you know, hey, your tyranny spotter is working, it's active, and then you just kind of got to keep an eye out for the trail that will then stretch out from your eyes. So sometimes it's easier in F5 mode, but you can see there kind of now behind me to the side of me, we've got that little trail arcing down and to the left from here. So I know that it is pointing downwards towards the trawler ship, because of course we found it already. But if it were pointing towards the portal factory, it might be more on our level, a little bit easier to tell. But of course you don't want it to be too easy. I wanted it to still be, you gotta work for it a little bit, you gotta explore, and of course it's only gonna point you in that direction. If you can't see the glowing mobs, you're gonna have to potentially do some further exploring until you can see it with your own eyes. And then you're still going to have to be able to mine your way towards it, or build, or however you need to traverse the particular nether terrain that you're dealing with. But this will just help provide a little more means of locating those, particularly second to nether structures. And I believe that is basically all that the New in Town Renaissance update has going on. There's probably a couple of other quality of life things that I'm forgetting at this point. And I have no reason to really go over some of the optimizations and code cleanliness that I've done. just for your guys' sake, but rest assured that I have. If we actually want to take a look here, we're in the Nether right now, so of course it's going to be a little bit higher MSPT here, or milliseconds per tick. But we can see up there in the top left corner that we're sitting about 9 or 10, which is very reasonable, especially for new in town in the Nether in 1.18. If we go back to the overworld, this is a pretty small town, so it's not going to be totally accurate. Of course, with a larger town, it will increase a little bit, but generally not too much. And we're sitting right around 8 or 9, occasional bumps up to 12, especially because we're near a mountain, so it's kind of a lot of blocks here. But towards more normal terrain, you're probably going to be sitting more towards 7 or 8. So lots of great content, new optimizations and updates, and just quality of life features for the New in Town Renaissance update, now available for version 1.18, as well as the aesthetic update. Gross, it's raining. The aesthetic add-on is also updated for this version to support the lampposts. If you have a custom add-on of your own, you can go ahead and jump in the Discord. It's very simple instructions to be able to update your structures, your existing structures, to support lampposts. And then beyond that, if you want to create your own add-on, remember to check out the video instruction guides on my channel and the information inside the New in Town zip folder for information on how to do that. Of course, you're welcome to ask for help in the Discord, but those template files have also been updated for support of the lamppost system. So anything built and published after now will support lampposts and the power station, as well as, of course, the town square. So please remember to check out the New in Town Renaissance update and enjoy Minecraft 1.18. I will mention the Renaissance update version 2.8 is compatible with Minecraft 1.17 as well. If for whatever reason you choose not to or are unable to update to 1.18, you can still enjoy all these features. It's just bringing it up into the age of 1.18 as well. So please remember to leave a like if you've enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe and share with your friends to keep New in Town and this channel alive. I know it's been a little while since I posted, but it is good to be back. I've got lots of time now and lots of excitement to continue work on New in Town. Potentially more random events for the town square coming in the future, as well as, of course, any new content that I decide is going to be worthwhile to add in the spirit of New in Town. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.